When I accepted the job as night receptionist at the Aurora Hotel, I didn't listen to the rumors. They said that room 206 was cursed, that no one slept there without waking up screaming. That some people simply didn't wake up. I thought they were just stories to scare newbies, until the night that guest arrived. He was an almost old man, in a dark brown suit, with deep-set, expressionless eyes. He spoke little, his voice was very low, like a whisper. When I got a job as a janitor, the old employee told me never to enter room 206, and if I did, he warned me to stay only for 1 minute, never more than that. I was intrigued and asked why, the old janitor whispered, almost in my ear, that the room had an evil presence and that everyone who entered went crazy and threw themselves out the window. I looked at him quickly and in disbelief agreed with everything. After all, I needed that job. He gave me everything and said that all the rooms were empty and quickly left through the front door. During the early hours of the morning, the security cameras started to fail. First the one in the second-floor hallway, then the one in the reception area. The lights flickered for a few seconds and the next moment my phone rang. It was from 206. I answered it. Nothing. Just a buzzing sound, as if it were too low for human ears. And then a whisper. He's back. I took an old elevator and went to the room to check who had called. I went to the room reluctantly. The doors of the other rooms were closed and the temperature suddenly became cold, and I felt as if the hallway had stretched and become longer. The sensation was of total and unpleasant immersion. When I reached 206, I noticed the door was older than the others. When I touched it, I felt and heard something on the other side, like nails scraping the ceiling. I had difficulty opening it with the key, as if the lock had been rusty for a long time. The room was empty, but the air inside seemed heavier than concrete. On the mirror there was something written, with marks that seemed to be made on the inside of the glass and in blood. Don't look at him. I didn't want to look, but when I turned to leave, he was there. In the corner of the room, still, the face. Wasn't a face. It was a dark, pulsating mass that stretched all the way to the ceiling, vibrating as if it were breathing. The eyes, if they were eyes, watched me. And then everything went dark. I woke up hours later, lying on the floor in the reception area. The clock on the wall was running backwards. It took me a while to understand what it was. I didn't know what had happened to me. Since then, every day at 3:33 in the morning, I get a call from 206. And the room is empty, even when it's locked with a key for security reasons. Without hesitation, I ran out of that room. Something was chasing me with a rope in its hands, or maybe it wasn't even hands, but claws. I believe that in many anons I had never run so fast to save my life or my sanity. The old caretaker had told the truth. That room was cursed, and the hotel had a bad energy that made everyone stay away from it. I came to the conclusion that some things cannot be explained or understood in this world, and that evil takes strange forms in certain places. I ran to my car parked at the door and started it without going back to get some things I had left there. Nothing else mattered to me, just to escape from that horrible and cursed place. I would say with the sun rising along the dusty desert road without even looking in the car's rearview mirror, I just wanted to get away from that terrifying experience. I stopped after feeling better away from that atmosphere of pure evil and decided to stretch my legs and touch the dusty ground of the road. When I got out of the car, I heard a strange noise coming from my pocket, and when I checked, I could see the keys to that horrible room. In my hurry, I had brought with me a little of the terror I had experienced in that inhospitable place. I looked at the key, and in a quick impulse, I left it on that road. After a few months in another job, I heard news of other people who had died in that place, and that the owner of that hotel had died there too. I thought how good it would be to destroy that cursed hotel. But in truth, I knew that others would seek shelter or employment there. There are places where evil remains and never goes away. Places that are scattered around the world and are said to be cursed, or called portals for strange creatures that only want and breathe evil. All I know is that I never went back to that hotel, and I didn't even want to go down that road.